Allah is not attributed with movement. We're not allowed to say that Allah is in the sky, and we're not allowed to say that this thing that is in the sky that some people call Allah comes down every night to the lowest sky. The Prophet ﷺ said, ينزل ربنا إلى السماء الدنيا كل ليلة حين يبقى ثلث الليل الآخر. This is true. The Prophet ﷺ said, indeed Allah yanzil when the last third of the night remains. The scholars explained this. They said that it means that Allah makes an angel descend to the lowest sky, and then the angel calls out and says things like, is there anybody asking so Allah can give? Is there anybody requesting so Allah will fulfill their need? Is there anybody seeking forgiveness so Allah would forgive? So it's not the case that Allah, Inna Allah yanzil means that Allah is something that's above in the sky and that it descends, comes down, that it empties out of one place and fills another in the lowest sky. No, for several reasons. Let's discuss them. Firstly, the skies are full of angels. The Prophet ﷺ said, there isn't a space of 4 fingers in the sky except that there are angels. Some, and they're praying. Some are in ruku' at that time, some are in sajda, some are standing. So Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala is not an entity that has dimensions and limits and a shape and a size, and it comes and it gets into those little places in the lowest sky, wal-'iyadhu billah. And the skies, they contain many things, many lovely things also. Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala is not something that comes and crams into His creation next to the angels, wal-'iyadhu billah, every night as well. And the last third of the night, before true dawn, it is at different times around the world, isn't it? So according to the people who've misunderstood and they think that Allah is this thing that's above on the throne and that it comes down, it would mean that because the last third of the night is at different times, it would mean that this thing, it goes comes down and goes up, comes down, because true dawn is getting closer and closer in different areas of the earth. So this thing's doing this like a yo-yo. Wal-'iyadhu billah. This is what some people claim. Does this thing deserve worship? Of course not. Wal-'iyadhu billah. Al-Imam Malik mentioned, إنما نزول رحمة لا نزول نقلة. Imam Malik said that the special endowments, a special mercy created by Allah descends in the last third of the night at the time of as-sahar. لا نزول نقلة. And it's not a literal descending of what some people call Allah, that it moves, transfers from one place to another. Imam Malik, he denied that, because this is likening Allah to the creation, and Allah revealed, لَيْسَ كَمِثْلِهِ شَيْءٍ. Badruddin ibn Jama'ah, rahimahullah, a scholar of Ahl Sunnati wal Jama'ah, an Ash'ari scholar, of course, we are Ash'a'ira wa Maturidiyya. He said, he looked at the size of the Arsh, and then how much smaller the kursi is than the Arsh, and then how much smaller the skies are than the kursi, and then how much smaller the earth is than the skies. And he said, what means that if somebody says that Allah is sitting on the Arsh, okay, like a man with a back and legs and a backside, wal-'iyadhu billah, that's what it necessitates. That's what it necessitates, sitting. So if someone believes that Allah is this huge thing, and then it goes past the kursi, gets smaller and smaller, goes into the skies, it gets smaller and smaller until it gets to this last sky. And so this thing that's shriveled down and it's thinned down to come and be stuck between the angels, it says, supposedly, I am God, and who is worshipping me so I can forgive them? And every night, and it goes up and down and up and down and up and down and up and down. And this is not the belief of the Muslims. This is ridiculing the belief of the Muslims. The non-believers, they'll have a heyday with this. Wal-'iyadhu billah. So that is the explanation of Hadith and Nuzul.